The first thing I want to talk about in living an extraordinary life is embrace failure. Earlier we spoke about why people don't live their dream, and it was failure. You see, when we were born only with two kinds of fear: fear of falling and fear of loud noise. All these other fear, including failure, fear of failure, is something we learn from our environment. Joel Osteen said, failure is not there to defeat you. It is there to elevate you to the next level. Brian Tracy says, failure is nothing more than a feedback. It's life telling you, you know, this is not working. Let's try this. Zig Ziglar says, failure is an event. It's not a person. Don't ever call yourself, I'm a failure. Yesterday ended last night. Today is a brand new day. Did you know that Henry Ford, with Ford car, was broke many times? You know what Henry Ford says? Failure is just another way of starting intelligently. How so intelligently? Because you got the experience. You know now what doesn't work. Walt Disney was broke so many times. But you know, by the time he died 65 years old of age, he had received 22 Academy Awards. You'll be lucky to just get one in a lifetime. And he was able to build 2 theme parks. So if you want to succeed, you cannot avoid failure. Think and Grow Rich is one of the most classic books on wealth. And the author, Napoleon Hill, interviewed 500 of the wealthiest Americans. And he said that one of the things he found common amongst those wealthy, influential people was that they failed and failed and failed, but their eyes were always on the prize. They didn't let this momentary failure stop them. John Maxwell, by far America's #1 leader and also best-selling author, talks about Bernie Marcus. Bernie Marcus is a son of Russian cabinet maker immigrant. And Bernie had a job at a small hardware store. And one day, Bernie gets fired from his job. Bernie gets together with his friend, Arthur Blank, and open a small hardware store in Atlanta, Georgia in 1978. Today, that store had grown into 2,200 stores, employing 340,000 employees. I just checked their revenue for this year, $78 billion. Of course, Bernie Marcus has retired, but I just checked his net worth on Forbes, $3.2 billion. You know what that store is? Home Depot. That's Home Depot. We've all been there, I'm sure. But he failed at one time. I'm sure he wasn't happy that he was fired from that store. And I even wonder if he were not fired, if he would not have retired from that store. But he took that experience and he let it excel him and promote him to the next level, like Joel Osteen said. John Maxwell said, don't look at failure as a sunset on your life. Look at it as a sunrise to a better opportunity. Embrace failure, because it is part of the success journey.